And there we are. We are live. Welcome, everyone, to Catalyst for the Trades. I'm your host, Jennifer Bagley. I'm missing Chuck Scruggs today, my co-host, who is amazing. I can actually pronounce his name now, but now it's a thing, and people expect me to randomly pronounce it with some alternate version. You guys, I am so excited. As you know, this is Uncut. Bradley and I, my guest, we're just talking about the fact that there are no edits. It's real. I'm very excited to have a good friend of mine, someone I've been working with for a very long time now, almost a decade. How long have we been working together?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in the trades for almost 11 years now, and pretty early on, I mean, we've known each other for probably a decade now, so.
A really long time. Yeah, I love knowing people in the trades that are taking kind of the same critical path. They're not afraid to jump in, change shit up, excuse my French, but disrupt the industry with new technology. I just tried to catch myself before all that came out, but whatever. I love meeting with people like you because you guys are out there, you're doing it. You guys are not afraid to disrupt things, change it up. You guys are also not afraid to disrupt your business model. So without further ado, I have Mr. Bradley Scruggs, the president and chief marketing officer for ZyraTalk. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited. And I know you and I had a conversation on our podcast a little while ago, so everyone should check that out too. We had a good conversation, but yeah, I'm sure we're going to have a great conversation about AI today.
So is that podcast live? How do they get to it?
It's on YouTube. Maybe we can drop a link in the show notes or something.
Yeah,
I need to share it on LinkedIn and do my part. Just been...
You're the chief marketing officer.
I know what's going on. Man, I'm getting called. We're 2 minutes in. I'm getting called out.
That's okay. Oh my goodness. Well, very good. So talk to us a little bit about your role at ZyraTalk. I think a lot of people are familiar with ZyraTalk, but you guys have changed. I think when I first started working with you guys, it was a chatbot.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll give a little bit of background. I'm one of the founders of the company. So I actually am an identical twin. So me and my twin brother, and then our other partner, Ahmad, we started the business about 11 years ago now. And at that time, we started just doing lead generation for home service businesses. We focused on the Phoenix market at first, expanded a little bit in the Southwest, and we were generating all of these leads for contractors. And at that time, we were like, man, we're spending all this money on Google Ads. I wonder if we could do anything to increase our online conversions. So we were like, let's put a chatbot on our site and just see what happens. So we built it ourselves. We weren't using anyone. And right away, we were like, oh, man, this is pretty good increase in online conversions. So we decided to roll it out with some companies here in Phoenix, saw that they were making pretty big returns month 1, month 2 of using it. And we were like, I wonder if we could spin this off as a new product and roll it out for our clients. So we did that. We rolled out chat and scaled it up pretty quickly. But right away, we were looking at the data. For every chat someone was getting on their website, we noticed they were getting like 100 phone calls. And we were like, I wonder if we could automate phone conversations. This was like 8-9 years ago now. And the technology was not there. We actually built something you could talk to, and it was automating conversations. But it was IBM Watson's Intent Analyzer, if you want to go back into those AI days. Through AI, it was just analyzing intent. And the technology was just not there. So we ran with chat for many years. We grew a lot through partnerships, CI Web Group being one of our partners. And now we've been doing the automating voice conversations with AI voice for almost 3 years now, I believe it is. And we have well over 1,000 clients. We have hundreds of thousands of AI voice conversations going through our platform every month and growing quickly. So
that's exciting. That's exciting. That's a phenomenal story. I love when businesses are created out of a problem.
Right? Yeah.
So what happened when AI turned the corner as technology advanced? How do you feel like it changed your business? How do you feel like it changed how you scale, the speed in which you guys scale? What do you think the biggest impacts AI had on your entire business, even down to literally the way you guys function internally, not necessarily the project or the product itself?
Yeah, I will say the timing for us was great because we were integrating with some of these LLMs before AI was like going crazy. You remember ChatGPT rolled
Public
out?
knowledge.
What's that? Yeah, public knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT rolled out. They got millions of users within days. Man, maybe 1 billion. I forget the number, but it's an insane amount of users quickly. So we were integrating before all of that hype, and we were integrating it into chat first because we were like, wow, this is really great for chat conversations because it's even more natural, even more human-like. Most chat conversations are, you can predict what's going to happen based on what's being said. So using IBM's intent worked, but it was an improvement. And very, very quickly, we were like, we got to automate voice now. And started building it out. I know a lot of competitors, they use these orchestration layers. There's a couple out there, but we built our own orchestration layer, and it worked well at the time. Latency was not good. If you remember, we actually had a typing noise in between responses because the latency was like 7 or 8 seconds. Now it feels very natural. There's no latency problems, but at that time, we had to have a typing noise to make it feel a little natural. So,
oh my gosh, like it was actually out there working.
yes,
you had to fake the human.
you had to. But our clients were still using it, and it worked. And at the end of the day, early on, the problem we were solving was missed phone calls. Now that's table stakes. A lot of people can build an AI voice platform, and it comes down to who can integrate the best, who has the best support, who can actually scale a team and an infrastructure. So, I'll stop there.
So what do you feel like the speed in which you're able to develop now and to scale compared to pre-AI?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, everyone should be using ChatGPT or Claude or these different LLMs. I know I mentioned last time we spoke, I use Manus quite a bit, which is a very agentic experience. I'll have it working for me in the background while I'm doing things. So as you scale, there's different things you need to put into place. How do we scale our customer success, our support, our onboarding? And, 3-4 years ago, you were building out these playbooks manually, and it took a lot of time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And now you just type into an
Vibe code it
LLM.
out, baby.
You prompt it and say, hey, here's exactly what I want to do. Here's my scenario. Here's my situation. So as we're scaling in different aspects, you just prompt the LLM, and it works really well. Now, even when we're making changes to accounts and their AI, we've integrated aspects of LLMs, and you can just type, hey, the client wants it to do this instead of this, and it will automatically change the way the AI is trained. So we've recently implemented that to continue to scale. We're scaling up some self-onboarding stuff, and yeah, it's very different than how it was a few years ago.
It's very different. I use Zapier versus Agentic pretty often as the reference point because I think it explains kind of the past and the present pretty well, right? I know when you guys, I remember setting up chatbots originally with you guys, and it was a very Zapier style function. It was very linear. With an if then and then this, and if then and then this. It was a sequence of decisions, but very static, right? It doesn't get smarter. It's not learning. It's not improving itself. It's not auditing itself. It's not changing because of sentiment and so forth. If you were going to describe the difference between Zapier style integrations or automations compared to agentic nature, how would you describe it?
Oh, well, I'll tell you an example that we've been testing. So something that we're doing is we're actually using AI again to analyze the sentiment and what's happening on an AI phone call. And if it's saying, hey, it didn't go through the conversation flow exactly how it needed, or the client got frustrated at this point, then the AI can make suggestions for itself on how it should be trained further. And then it can use that to actually train itself. So when we talk about these agentic networks all working together, that's a use case for what we're doing. But man, there's so much that can be done at the agentic level and all of these agents working together. And I won't get like insanely technical, but it's.
I'll go there. I love going there, but
I know you will. I
we
know
have
you
an
will.
audience. I get it. We'll just chill out a little bit. Oh my goodness. Oh, so one of the platforms, I saw you guys rolled out Human in the Loop. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Human in the loop. What exactly do you mean?
So, do you guys at any point in time, if a customer's interacting with an agent and you need to bring in a human, or the company needs to bring in a human, how are you guys doing?
Well, I mean, we can do call forwarding pretty easily. So we can forward it to a line that's not associated with the AI, so they're not going in this constant AI loop. That's one way. We have answering service partnerships as well. So if we need to connect them to one of our answering service partners, we can do that. We've done that with a few people. But yeah, mostly call forwarding works with people. There's some clients. There's some clients who are just like, if we're not available and they're asking to talk to a person, like still try getting their information, try going through the call. And we'll tell them, hey, that maybe isn't the best experience. You can use one of our answering service partners or do it yourself. But to be honest, we're very AI focused and focused on the experience of the caller. So that's really where we're thinking. Of course, there are situations where people want to speak to a human, but we're very focused on AI improvement.
So how are you seeing human interaction with AI? I mean, I know it's evolving because the AI is getting better. It sounds more conversational. They sound like they have a personality. I've heard some that sound quite aggressive. I'm like, that's a better appointment booker than I am.
Yes. Yeah.
So how are people responding? What are you noticing?
Well, I will say, when we started this 3 years ago, even 2 years ago and last year, there's been a gradual increase in the caller and really how accepting they are of speaking to AI. And it's really up to our clients whether or not they want to announce that it's AI in the beginning or not. Some people are like, we want to be very transparent with our customers, let them know it's AI right off the bat. Other clients are like, get into the conversation as quickly as possible. Once someone says their name, what they need done, and they're calling the company, they're pretty much on the hook to continue after that and go through the conversation. So we have data on what works best in terms of like reducing abandon rates, having a shorter than a longer intro message. If you say it's AI in the beginning, there's a specific way that you want to word it so that it doesn't feel like it's a voicemail, because abandon rates can increase pretty significantly from that. But overall, I mean, most people are pretty accepting to speak to AI at this point, and it's really not that big of a deal. I will say one more thing. We do have quite a few clients who are starting to use AI as their front line, and then they use their CSRs as the backup. So that's been interesting.
Oh, it's reversing.
Yep. So they're using
I'm
AI
seeing that as well.
Oh yeah. And it's for some clients I've seen like maybe 20 to 30% of people will just say representative or speak to a human right off the bat. But people would be surprised at how many callers don't mind speaking to AI.
I love listening to the recordings because it cracks me up that the AI sounds more human than the person. Why does the human all of a sudden start talking like a robot? The AI has complete personality, and then they start robotizing their instructions.
Oh yeah. Well, one of our clients, because sometimes it'll announce, hey, I'm an AI assistant or virtual assistant, whatever they want to say. And then they're like, schedule appointment. They sound robotic, like you said. And it's because we're so trained to speak to these IVRs and these annoying IVRs that Bank of America or Chase, JP Morgan has. And it's just like, so
not at Amex though, because Amex has real AI voice agents, and I love them. Amex is like red carpet. Yes, I'll talk to any AI agent at Amex.
It's because they use our product. No, they don't. They really don't.
Oh, I like that.
That would have been good though.
I like that. That would be really good, right? That is the red carpet of everything. I feel like I get off the call with them, I'm actually happy and impressed. I'm like, wow, that was such a great experience, even compared to sometimes humans, because the volume of outsourcing that happens. But
well, you know why it's so good, and I could predict on why it's so good. Do they know when you call them? Do they say, like, hi, Jennifer, like, thanks for calling.
Oh yeah, they know
So they
exactly who I
know.
am.
So the reason that Amex is so good, the reason platforms like us are so good is because in some scenarios, we know about the caller before they're calling. So we have
Because of
something
the
that's called,
integrations.
exactly. Whoever is able to integrate the best is really who's going to win at the end of the
Wins.
day, because, you know, anyone can build a voice AI agent at this point, but can you integrate it into their FSM? Can you know about the customer? Can you know the company's schedule? And can you interact with capacity planning, things like that? So that's like the game changer at this point.
So you guys, what platforms have you done deep integrations with? What FSMs?
Yeah, ServiceTitan, Housecall Pro, Field Pulse, Service Fusion, pretty much anyone that has an open API, we can pretty easily integrate with at this point. So we've got an infrastructure where if there's an open API, we can integrate within probably 2 to 3 days.
Ooh.
It's pretty quick. And if I
Yeah.
said, if our integration team heard me say that, they'd be like, whoa, why are you saying we're that quick?
Stop it.
2 to 3 days if things go perfectly.
Yes. And if there's not 5 of them in a row, all in the same production with the same human, that stretches the time. So give it a break. Don't quote 2 to 3 days, y'all.
Exactly.
My pipeline looks really good if I only have one client.
Yes. Yeah. We
And
onboard
I can build websites really, really fast too.
Yes. Oh yeah. We onboard about 30 to 50 new clients a week. So we're 2 to 3 days. It can happen, but yeah, you know, depends on how busy we are.
So what kind of demand do you need in order to approach getting a deep integration with a new FSM you don't currently have in your list? Do you need multiple requests? Is it one? What's the thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, if it's one, we would like to see someone who has pretty good volume, or someone we would predict to have decent volume. So an example would be like the home inspector network. We there's a home inspector CRM that pretty much everyone uses. Very quickly, we onboarded like 5, then we onboarded 10, and we're like, wow, we have to do an integration with this because they were all requesting it. That's a scenario where we'll jump on it pretty quickly because we went to an event. Home inspectors, it's a great industry. So we'll do an integration pretty quickly. But if someone's like, oh, I use, I'm trying to think of an example. There's a couple like
I get them all the time.
Yeah, these super tiny ones. And then the question is like, hey, how many calls do you get per day? And if they're like, oh, I get like 7 calls a day and I get to like most of them, we're just like, are we even a good?
Call CI Web Group. Let's start with marketing first.
Yeah.
Get the call volume up.
I mean, I'll ask our sales team, but like, did we even qualify them? Like, I don't know if this is even an ideal customer for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the challenge is the smallest companies are the ones that need it the most. I mean, everyone does, but if you're a one-person shop and you're trying to get your business off the ground, the first thing to take care of is the fact that you can leverage technology to get some base things done in your business, not be missing all your calls while you're climbing in attics and underneath the house and everything else.
Oh yeah. And people, I'm sure people listening to this know the value of every single lead, but there's jobs for these plumbing and HVAC companies that are $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 jobs. You miss a phone call, there's a potential you're missing a $20,000 job.
I wouldn't even say potential. Like, you're done. If you were to look at, it's easy to go through the sequence and say, I want to analyze the similarities and differences between all customers. Every customer is unique. They all have a different challenge. Here's the things that is common. They want everything easy and right now because they can have that.
Yes.
The rest of their life has already provided that, right? Everything that we do in our life, we've already been gifted some app that gives us the ability to restock our wine cabinet and with a 5-minute order on Total Wine. And by the way, my guy is so good because I'll just give him $20 cash and he goes and puts it like perfect in my cupboard and where my wine storage is. He puts awesome. All my Camus one way. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I'll pay for that because I want it easy and want it fast, and everyone does. This is not the moment when anything can be responded to slow. So there's more than just voice, right?
Oh yeah.
I know
We
that
live in. I
our
was gonna say.
records. Yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say we live in a world of instant gratification, and I always use the example when I moved like a year ago or so, and I called 10 moving companies. No one answered the phone, and the first one that answered, I'm like, what's your pricing? That's it. Like, if you can just give me fair pricing, like, you're the one, because no one else.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
instant gratification. That's what people want.
Public service announcement. And Krista, if you want to put PSA at the bottom of this, public service announcement. All leads have to be answered in 15 seconds. Not 2 minutes, not 12 minutes. Yes, PSA. You see that flashing down at the bottom like a news brief.
Breaking news.
PSA
Yeah.
is breaking news. All leads
Yes.
have to be answered in 15 seconds. We are trying to figure that out as well. I am not saying I'm not there. I am trying to figure that out. Unfortunately, you guys all build things that are all designed for home service companies and not necessarily marketing companies. But we're facing the same challenge. Like it cannot take longer than that. And I'm not just talking about voice. I know voice is probably, I don't know if you have purview. Like mine shows that voices calls are 60% of the total inbound leads. But you take the other 40%, you've got online chat, you've got online scheduling, you've got text messaging, you've got every social media site under the sun. You have lead forms, web forms, social networks, DMs. The list is long. How are you guys solving for things outside of voice?
Well, we have our chat product, and that's what we've been doing for almost 10 years now. So chat on the website, that's another avenue of communication. That's really the main one that we're focused on.
Yeah.
We do have the ability to do outbound calling as well. It's something that we're focused on productizing right now. But think about these other lead sources you're talking about, like a Thumbtack, Angie's List, or Home Advisor, all these different lead gen companies. You want to make sure that you're responding to those quickly as well. Speed to lead is the name of the game. So having this trigger-based outbound product is extremely important too. So it's something that we technically can do today. It's more so productizing it. We've reached a point of scale where it's like we can't just launch a product and have it be all good. We have a process for some alpha testers, then beta testers, and then we can start scaling to our ecosystem in the market. So yeah, it's something that's coming.
Yeah, I understand that well. I just spent like 4 hours this morning on our roadmap for deploying all of our AI products and tools we're rolling out over the next 2 quarters.
Yeah.
And I'm not very good at making sure that my entire organization knows before I roll it out. So I'm trying to work personally on chilling out, not telling my clients what's coming because I get excited. And I'll wind up launching something on a podcast like this, telling everybody what's coming. And my account managers are like, listen, woman.
Come on. You can tell me. You can tell me.
Ooh, I just got in trouble this morning. If it was like 2 days later, I would have forgotten. I could have went down that route.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible. So I am curious, as you're working with contractors, do you feel like you're still in the mode of having to explain why they should consider it? Or do you feel like the majority of your calls know they need to put this in place? They know they need to be responding to all calls 24/7 from all platforms. They know they're losing leads on LSA because they're not responding fast enough or responding to all calls. They know they're burning through cash on paid ads. They know that they're not answering, right? Do you feel like you're in this pocket where you still have the I don't know, I kind of want to say negative Nancy's, but that's not, I don't have a Chuck version of that. Give me.
No, that's
or
fair.
do you feel like they're there? They're like, they're moving.
They're there for sure.
Yeah.
They are there for sure. Yeah. And I'm sure you would assume for me to say that.
That's what I'm seeing. But I was like, well, maybe I just attract forward-thinking contractors. Maybe there's something else out there.
Yeah.
Because I feel like every call, they're like, listen, I'm I should have launched 6 months ago. I'm not AI enabled. I'm seeing my lead volumes down. I'm seeing my call conversions down. I don't know how to track these 0-click, whatever you call them. And I see even more of an apologetic, like, I heard you say this a year ago on stage and I did not pull the trigger. You said that I should have implemented these things. I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm paying attention. And I promise to show up to my account manager meetings. And I'm like, I love this.
2 years ago was more of selling and convincing of like, hey, this is coming. This is no joke. But now we're to the point where we get so many inbound leads and we go to these events and, we're Lennox preferred vendors. We're with Nexstar. We're with Certain Path. So we have a lot of trust in the industry. So a lot of people come to us and it's not just like, hey, we're coming to you to just learn and see what you guys do. It's like, hey, we miss a lot of phone calls and our team can't handle it after hours, overflow. It's the summertime. What can you do for us and how can you do it? So then it just comes down to us presenting ourselves as the experts and walking them through, hey, here's what you're going to go through in onboarding. After you're onboarded, here's that process. It just comes down to like building trust and have them understand the process on a demo. Obviously, we're showing them the product as well and showing them the back end, showing them some of the nitty gritty stuff. But yeah, compared to like 2 years ago where we were doing a little bit of selling and convincing, now it's like you get them on board and it's like, hey, why are you better than this person? And, we've got our process for that as well.
Yeah. So if we were to break down the benefits, right? We've already covered some of them. We've talked about response times. That's a no-brainer, right? I want all calls. I mean, for anybody who doesn't know how this works, right? You could have 100 calls come into your company at the exact same minute because, I don't know, some crazy natural disaster or whatever. And all calls. Yes. I'm in Seattle. I didn't get to see a tsunami.
I know. Well, we're recording on July 30th. The big earthquake was yesterday.
Yes. Earthquake was yesterday. I love all the text messages. I got so many text messages from people because I used to live right on the water, right off the coast of Seattle, and everyone was worried, but we moved into the city. So
got it.
Yeah, but that was very nice of everyone. So benefits. Let's go through more of like a bullet point list of the benefits, whether it be ROI, reduction of staffing and resources, change in their P&L, becoming more AI enabled. If you were to just stack the benefits that you've seen from those companies who've got a good 6 months on the platform, 12 months on the platform, whatever that is, what's some of the feedback you're getting? What would you outline?
Yeah, I mean, everything you just said, basically. So
sorry,
but I'll elaborate on them.
Okay.
So we have data that businesses miss anywhere from about 15 to 35% of their phone calls. So number one benefit, you have the opportunity to miss 0% of your phone calls now. It will never be zero because a lot of companies will set us up to the AI will answer if they don't get to it within 15, 20 seconds or whatever the number is. So that's number one. You're not missing any phone calls. Now we actually have the ability to track back revenue on these phone calls as well. So we can prove our ROI. So clients that are paying us, I mean, we charge a subscription plus usage. I've seen a client that pays us $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and they generated like $600,000 in revenue from AI phone calls. And that's the second benefit. So we can prove a huge ROI. Third benefit is being able to integrate into your systems and your processes, because we all know all of these home service businesses and these other industries that we may work with, they don't want to completely change their business just for one product. So the question is always like, okay, how do you integrate with my ServiceTitan? How do you integrate with Housecall Pro? Can you have it feed into this part? Can you have it feed onto the dispatch board or directly into my schedule? So we've done integrations in a lot of different ways for a lot of different companies. So the answer most of the time is yes, we can do that for you because we've done it in the past. Or maybe we're just doing some getting creative and working backwards and maybe a different way on how to get there. So not missing phone calls, proving the ROI, integrating deeply with your systems. delivering a good customer experience as well. You don't want your customer sitting on hold or hanging up and going to the next competitor. So it's a very human-like conversation. We build the AI based on your brand, and yeah, it just works really well. So those are 4 things. Go ahead. I'll stop because I know I've been talking for a while.
Does anyone believe that voicemail should still exist?
Oh my gosh. I hope not at this point. There was, it's funny you say that because there was a client who was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about the AI. It's working so well. And then they requested something from their IT team and they were like, oh, if we just did voicemail, that would solve everything. And even the client was like, absolutely not. We're not doing voicemail because this is working so well. And I read that and I'm thinking, we see the ROI. Like, why would we go back to voicemail when we know for a fact that customers either hanging up or they're on to the next company? So no, voicemail is not
No. I want to know. I actually want to know if you're listening to this podcast in the future. I want to know if you actually left someone a voicemail. Anyone, your mom, your sister, your brother, like who leaves voicemails anymore? And if you do leave voicemails, it's not very nice because it's really a pain to try and clean that inbox.
Oh yeah, and then you have a notification on your phone that you can't get rid of until you listen. It's frustrating.
No voicemail for businesses. It's not even kind personally.
Yes, like, in businesses, they're.
Yes,
Oh.
I don't.
I'll say one thing because we have quite a few answering service partners, and we go to some of these answering service events, and I've spoken at quite a few, which is fun, and I've done these panels, and voicemail is one thing. The other thing that these answering services need to go beyond is these intelligent IVR systems, and it's like, yes,
intelligent what?
The IVR systems.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to drop that intelligent and just say VR.
VR, yeah. Because it's like, okay, press 1 to speak to residential, press 2 for commercial. It's like,
you know what that looks like? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Oh yeah. Representative.
Let me talk to somebody.
It's like, great. Now I'm gonna have to spend 5 minutes before I even get to someone.
I know.
So that's kind of where these answering service companies are stuck on now, and it's like, no, IVR is not the future.
So if you don't know what it's like to call your company or you haven't called your own company, start secret shopping your own company. Call Seriously. Call it randomly, call it in the middle of the night, call it at 5 p.m., call it at 7 p.m., call it at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever, right? Call your own company and go through the customer experience or have someone you love do it on your behalf, just sitting right next to you and watch the experience. And if you see them tap that 0 button, have to leave a voicemail, have to sit, have to wait for 5 rings, whatever, or get frustrated with the customer service rep or have someone Spanish call, right? And see if they can answer can you answer a Spanish call? I mean, what can VR do in every language, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can do that. It's funny you say be a secret shopper for your own company because we have an answering service partner who they came to us because they're like, yeah, we actually lost one of our biggest clients because they called themselves to see what happened, knowing that we're the answering service. And it was during the summertime. They do HVAC answering. And it took 5 minutes for even the answering service to pick up. So then they were like, we looked terrible. They eventually fired them. So they were like, yeah, now we need AI as a backup to our human answering service agent. So
yeah,
there's a lot of use cases.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's some of them are just like too silly that we shouldn't even be having to talk about it though. But
yeah,
we'll go there. We'll go there. Okay. Agentic agents. So obviously ChatGPT, what time is it? Okay, yeah, we're good. So agentic agents, ChatGPT just rolled out their agent mode. Grok is rolling out in every single Tesla. Amazon is rolling out their super agent. GenSpark has a super agent. Manus has a super agent, right? All of these, this is essentially an AI agent that works for a human that has the ability to do all of the research, do all of the homework, find a company, call the company, book with the company, ask for pricing. Google just rolled out their AI agent that has the ability to call for queries. So I have recorded calls of my clients hanging up on an AI agent asking for pricing or asking to book an appointment, which hurts my entire soul. How have you guys, are you to the point? Because a lot of these rollouts are relatively-ish new, consumers picking up AI agents as assistants, but are you guys starting to get agent-to-agent bookings, communications? Are you starting to have agents call in?
Having agents call in. We definitely have. Yes. I've heard a few recordings. Man, we have hundreds of thousands of calls going through the platform per month. I don't usually listen to a ton of calls now. I know our team does, but I know there's like the AI language. What is it like?
Gibberlink.
Gibberlink. Yeah, that's right.
Gibberlink.
I've never heard like our agents and another agent speaking Gibberlink, but I would not be surprised if it's coming very soon. It's probably already happened on our platform. You know what? You actually say that. I'm going to call our
that.
AI. I'm going to call our AI and say, I'm an AI agent. Can we speak Gibberlink? And just see what it does.
I want to see that. It's going to freak out when you can't go beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, and I'm going to be like, oh, crap. I'll make some weird beeping noises back.
There you go. I when you get that recording, I want that recording. I will use that in all of my trainings.
I'll email it to you. If it does, I'll email it to you.
I definitely want that recording. I was messing around on GPT Agent the other day, and I had it run a test. I basically took the top 35 MSAs, major markets, and I had the agent crawl every HVAC company website in those major markets and attempt to book online.
Interesting.
And so it ran for like 6.5 hours first. That was a very long run. I recorded the entire thing so that I would have digital version of it, and I left and went and got on the grill and started making dinner. But by the end of the entire crawl, it was like 25% of the websites were not even crawlable at all. Couldn't even get to the content. And then 50% of the ones that it could crawl, it didn't have broken everything under the sun, were unbookable. The agents, the AI agent running through trying to book online, it was over 50% of the total websites had booking platforms and web forms and booking systems and booking agents on their sites that the agent could not crawl, could not communicate with, or could not use. That makes me nervous.
That makes me nervous too, because the way, I see the future probably a different light than most people, but very basic. I'm sure you and I and a lot of other people, we're going to have our own personal agents. And I could just talk into my phone and say, hey, go book me a plumbing appointment for tomorrow with whatever company is available first. And if it's going online or it's calling people and it can't get a hold of anyone or it can't book online, that would not be good. But you guys are doing that, AI enabling companies and
100%. 100%. I had got on a call with my devs this morning and I was like, why are there so many sites that are uncrawlable? They was blocking AI agents. And I was like, is it because they don't have the LLM file or what is it? And they were saying that Cloudflare, which is a content delivery network that sits in between your website hosting platform and whoever's visiting your site, right? It's good for security, lots of good things. But Cloudflare set up the ability to fully block an LLM. You have to give it permissions like a no follow, no index if you wanted to hide a landing page or something. So you have entire server organizations, entire server platforms that are literally set up to say, don't allow anyone using an LLM or an AI agent to crawl my site. And it's turned off. And I don't think any of these business owners know at all.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is
people.
crazy.
I think everyone just needs to be thinking, where are we going to be 10 years from now? And wherever you think we're going to be 10 years from now, we're probably going to be there next year.
Oh, that was perfect. I literally was sitting here going, did he just say 10 years? Like, how the hell am I going to process 10 years? I'm
Well,
pretty sure I'm going to have Optimus going on my speaking event, and Optimus isn't going to be in this kitchen preparing dinner, and Optimus is going to be doing all my laundry.
I'm glad you caught that, because I said it 10 years from now, because that's how most people think.
Yeah.
What everyone doesn't realize is how quickly things are moving, because even, 2-3 years ago, they were like, oh, this is 10 years away before this starts happening. And me and my partners and our team, we would literally be like, this is like a next year thing. So think where we're going to be 10 years from now. We're probably going to be there in a year or two. So robots doing our laundry, like Tesla's already rolling that out, doing our dishes.
Yeah. I know someone was like, well, it's going to be impossible for robots to be able to work on air conditioners. I'm like, they're building them.
Oh, I think about a computer. Well, or think about maybe a better example. Your car. Your car is basically a computer. You can plug something into it and it can diagnose what the problem is right away. It's probably going to be the same thing for air conditioners pretty soon. And there may be some units that can repair themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we're a ways away from that, but who knows? Maybe that's 10 years away, but maybe that's 3 years away. We just don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with that. All right. Well, let's end this with give me your predictions for the future. I don't care. Pick any time from now. Give me a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, whatever. What does our world look like? And just, Krista, if we go over, we can go over for a minute. We can go 15 over.
This could be another 45-minute conversation of where we're going.
Because this could go real south with employment and jobs and everything else. This could be very, very positive. But what's your outlook?
Well, I'll take it from a positive lens. I think just the way technology and the way productivity increases is going to be exponential over the next few years. And the scary part of that is it could potentially be done with less people. So that's above my pay grade of who's solving that problem. But productivity is increasing very, very quickly, because me as one person, what I'm able to do in one day is pretty much what would take me 3 to 5 days a year ago, maybe even longer, because I have my own personal agents working for me in the background. If I'm giving them a task or whatever, it's going to be the same thing for just anyone. So people who are not using AI, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably using AI in some capacity, but figure out what's next. How can I use it to further improve my day or increase my productivity? And we're just thinking, how do we become more efficient? How do we become more productive? It's probably a crazy way to think. And maybe we'll get to the point where it's we can all just sit back and things are done for us, and there's universal basic income. That's a crazy thing to think.
That's where I was going a minute ago.
Well, I was listening to a podcast with Sam Altman, who's the founder of OpenAI, ChatGPT, and he was like, we may get to a world where agents are just doing things for us. There's driverless cars. Maybe there will be driverless deliveries for our groceries. And it's the problem after that is, what do people do all day? I don't think we'll get to that point, because he talked about universal basic income, and he was saying, I don't think we need universal basic income, because we still need creative ideas, things to prompt and do with the AI. But yeah, we could talk about this for 45 minutes.
I know. I find this is definitely a family conversation. This is what we talk about over dinner, over golf, at the range, whatever.
Really?
This is a long road trip. Yeah, because this is, it's so big. It's so big. And
well, what do you think?
Well, right. This is recorded. So I think we're at a crossroads, quite frankly. I think that I hope this doesn't get me in trouble. When you look at schools right now, and the number of options that a student has to not show up and do the work systemically, right? They've got so much freedom now, and I understand why. But there's lots of excuses to be able to get around things, not have to do things, not have to do the work. And then you add AI. When you look at the regulatory requirements for corporations across the United States, we're registered in 20 something companies. My employee handbook is 300 pages long. And if somebody took all of the required time off that's allowable for every single state and what were required to provide as paid time off or unpaid time off and reserve the role and reserve the job regardless, it'd be like 2/3 of the entire year. If you did everything on the list for all 28 states, you technically only have to work, and I've got to pay for the majority of the entire year, but you only have to work for a quarter of the entire year. So it's this thing that's kind of bothers me, that when we lower the standards for people and when there's so many freedoms that are applied, and when we're like, oh, it's easy, and if you have a bad day or if you're not feeling well or something, you don't have to go to work and you don't have to perform, and we're reducing the requirements and creating so many things that make I don't know, lower the bar.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm doing? Like I had my child, and I was back in 3 days, and we were hustling, and like it was just a different time when I started this business, and what it took to build a business and what it took to be an employee when I was at corporate. So when you combine kind of all the like niceties that are going on in the world, and I understand them, but I'm also logical enough to understand that with AI, like those who know how to use AI, and whether it's a business or whether it's a human being, are going to operate at 1,001 the pace of anybody who doesn't. So if you're lazy and you're not AI enabled, or if you have excuses and you're not AI enabled, like what jobs are available is definitely a fair question. And how do you get the hustle? How do you get the mentality? How do you get people to really, really like, because of AI, I wouldn't want it to make people lazier, or wouldn't want it to like slow people down. Like I still need, like, now that you have this tool, you need to have fire, you need to go to work, you need to be able to, you need to hustle. And it makes me a little nervous.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which route people will
to sum up what you're saying, and I agree with, compared to like 10 years ago when we started, things are just so much easier. And when things become easier, things are easier for productivity to remain the same. But if things are also easier, productivity needs to increase. Exactly. And I think that's the problem. It's like, oh, I can do my job so much easier now. And like, I can get what took me 8 hours in a day, I can get it done in like 2 now. And it's like, okay, what are we doing with those other 6 hours? Like, time to be more productive,
That's exactly where I'm going. And I think it's different personality styles, some that are going to take advantage of it and say, I can be done by noon and golf for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I know I said the next 10 years, but let's even back up. What's going to happen the next 1 to 2 years? I don't think anyone really knows. We'll just kind of see what happens.
I do think they're really I love talking to you because I love these conversations. This is what drives my family kind of crazy, but I feel like these are good conversations. And I think that parents need to have very different conversations with their children right now. I would not put that on the schools. The schools need to level up. Employers are going to have very different conversations with their team. Don't ignore it. Don't put your head in the sand. Do not be slow. Like, this is the time where you cannot just fight the fight to stay how you were. I would sum it up with that. Like, things are going to change drastically.
I have a 2 and a 4-year-old, and I'm always like, man, how is it going to be for them when they're teenagers or when they turn 20? And like, man, they got to figure it's my job to parent them and lead the way, but my wife and I, we got to figure that out.
Yeah, I have a grandbaby due in October. And
Yes.
it's definitely been a big conversation of what does parenting, what does our family structure look like with the little one? And how does it change? Because it has to. It has to. Cannot stay
Oh,
the
yeah.
same. So,
Yep.
you're gonna make me have a big old conversation tonight with the fam.
Oh man, this has been great. By the way, I feel like you and I, we could go
We
Joe
could
Rogan
vibe out.
style and probably talk for 3 hours.
We could vibe out. That's for sure. Absolutely. And we kept it pretty safe this time. This was good.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, we did.
What would you leave everybody with if you were, kind of your ending remarks on everything? And of course, definitely throw out how they can reach you guys. They can also reach our team. We can help get them set up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If anyone listening is missing phone calls, ZyraTalk.com, ZYRA talk.com. Yep, I see it on the screen now. Thank you. Yeah, you can go to our website, request a demo. My email is brad@ZyraTalk.com. You can always reach out to me if you ever have questions or you just want to chat about AI in general. I'm pretty busy, but I do like to have conversations like this. So if anyone wants to chat, feel free to reach out and squeeze something in. So yeah, this has been great though. I've enjoyed the conversation and it's been fun.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for everything you're doing. Thanks for being a trailblazer, man. And I appreciate it. And just for being a cool cat. I have a grand appreciation for that. You
You
guys.
as well. I always enjoy our conversations.
Thank you. Thank you. So, for everybody that's listening, if you have a slight migraine right now, there's medication for that, a lukewarm bath, and a glass of wine that can help. You can also jump into our community. We have a community called juststartai.io. It's up on my little join Just Start AI .io. And this really is a place where these conversations take place. We bring in experts like Brad. It is a very open community. There's no cost to join. Jump in, get started. We give away Agentic networks. We create little Agentic agents. We give people training and education. We give them challenges. Last week, we did a challenge and asked everybody to utilize Notebook LM to build their own AI generated podcast to pitch their products and services, which was a hit. We saw people doing that. We've used Gamma app. There's tons of different AI tools, but we just encourage everybody, no matter how stressful this feels, if it does, to just start.
Yeah.
Just AI, right? Just start. Find something in your business to.
I'm in the community, and I will say it is worth checking out for anyone who is looking to, like you said, just start. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And communicate, participate, ask questions. There are no stupid questions right now. And it's okay for all the experts to go, you know what? I don't know where that's going. I don't know what that'll be in a year from now. That's going to become the new reality. So, but we will all learn it together. Find those people that are leaning into AI like Brad. Get connected, stay on top, follow the content that he's posting as well. And just start, people. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Look forward to the next one. Bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Yeah.